Climate change is rapidly transforming landscapes all around the globe. Across every continent are people who depend on the land in order to survive, but the changing climate is causing extreme temperatures and unpredictable weather patterns that are beginning to jeopardize many native livelihoods. When looking at these issues, there are many perspectives one could adopt. Two options are the ideas of Western science and traditional ecological knowledge. These two systems of thought differ greatly, but when brought together can complement each other exceptionally well. So what is traditional ecological knowledge? Simply put, it's an innate knowledge of a place that many native peoples have of their homelands. It is about having a relationship with the land that is passed down through generations by means of oral histories and personal observations. In his book Sacred Ecology, Fikret Burks describes it as knowledge as a process. Western science, on the other hand, is a familiar concept to many. It is based more so on collected data, hard facts and statistics, and calculations that are used to create predictions for future conditions. It is a strict and organized school of thought that is the most commonly accepted by those in much of the world today. When brought together, these two concepts can increase the depth of our knowledge of the natural world. In his book, Red Alert: Saving the Planet with Indigenous Knowledge, Daniel Wildcat writes about why it is so important to consider native ideologies, saying that humankind will benefit if more of us can learn from both ways of knowing. In Sacred Ecology, Burks talks about how well native peoples understand the land and how they can identify changes even before science. He describes how TEK and Western science are working together in an Arctic region known as Sax Harbor, home to Inuvialuit peoples. The community noticed many changes in the land and wildlife. Sea ice was getting thinner and breaking up sooner, fish were becoming less abundant, and seals were getting thinner and decreasing in population. After noticing these observations, the community reached out to the Institute for Sustainable Development to ask for help in making an awareness video. Together, these groups are able to study the changing climate much more effectively than if just by themselves. Working with one another, they have created a video to educate those outside the Arctic about the changes taking place. The Inuvialuit share their local observations with scientists who are able to implement them into the bigger picture of climate change and its effects. Ideally, this approach would be seen throughout the globe. The breadth of knowledge and environmental understanding that could be created would drastically improve efforts to mitigate the impacts of climate change across the Earth, meaning that the natural world could maintain good health and native communities would not have to give up traditional lifeways in order to survive.
Created using Powtoon.